Hi, and welcome to the Who Are They podcast. Before we get started, we wanted to let you know that sometimes we reference different photos and videos, and those are all available on our Instagram at WH0_ARE_THEY_. So go there for updates about our show and reminders of when our episode drops.
From our Instagram, you can get to any of our other social medias or places to listen to the podcast. If you're listening, go ahead and rate and review, or if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, and welcome back to the Who Are They podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Bailey.
We are on episode 10, which is absolutely crazy.
Very crazy. 10 whole episodes?
I know.
That's so many hours of us talking at you.
Believe it or not, we began this podcast and came up with like how we wanted everything to look and decided we were going to do 10 episodes a season. So you are listening to our last episode of season 1.
Ooh, our season finale.
I know. And then we're going to begin season 2 on April 9th. So
Yes,
join us again April 9th for season 2. We both have spring break and like a bunch of things going on in between. So we figured we'd take a nice little break, let you catch up on the podcast episodes you're on.
Right. We see you catching up in our stats.
Right. And then get back on track with us.
Yes. So, April 9th, join us back here for the start of season 2. And we've got a lot of good things in store for season 2.
We're really excited. We were just talking before this. We want to have some guests. We'll see how it works out. If it works out, our hopes are high.
Very high. We've got a list of people to ask.
Yes, but we will find out. I'm going to jump into our catch up.
Okay.
This week, for me, went pretty darn quick, which is an absolute miracle. Thank the Lord. Literally, I have been dreading like every single day. I don't know about you, Bailey, but leading up to spring break, it's like, OMG, when do I get to leave my job?
Oh, it's absolutely the worst week ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because they're in and out. Kids leave early. Some leave like the week before.
Right.
And you're like, well, what's the point of spring break? And so you can't do a lot.
Well, so many of mine have been getting sick. It's flu season, so they have the flu, they're out for 5 days, or they had COVID, they're out for 5 days. So that's just been crazy too. But this week went by so quick. I'm teaching geometry, which is one of my least favorite to teach because I think it's very hard for them to grasp angles, which is what I'm doing. But I think it's going well, and I'm having fun. Although yesterday, this is actually kind of funny. My mom told me a story about how when we were kids, my sisters and I would be fighting so much. My dad would just take our voice.
What?
Exactly. It's like, it doesn't make sense. You'd be like, why would a kid ever listen to someone if you tell them they just have no voice? Okay. But we did. Okay. Apparently, he would be like, your voice is gone. And we just wouldn't be allowed to speak. So I decided I should try it. And yesterday I was just getting so annoyed because in the middle of taking notes and lessons, kids just feel the need to say anything and everything that comes to their mind.
Oh, yeah.
And so finally this one kid has interrupted me like 3 times. And I just look at him and I go, next time you talk, your voice is gone.
What a threat.
And he just goes, okay, Medusa. And then he was like, oh, no, wait, I mean Ursula. Because Ursula takes Ariel's voice.
Right.
Right.
Would have been a really good comeback.
Right. If he
But
got it right the first time.
He botched it.
Anyways, I go, I'm totally fine with being Ursula as long as you stop talking. And so then he interrupts me again, and I go, all right, your voice is gone. And he starts like mouthing words, but not making a noise. Like nothing is coming out of his mouth. Like he's just stopped. And I was like, oh, that's a win. So anyways, that's what I'll be pulling until spring break.
So like, did it work the rest of the class?
Oh, yeah. And at one point he did raise his hand, and I called on him. And then he said, I just wanted to talk. And I said, that was not a good use of your words. But I did tell them, I said, all right, this is how it's going to go. I said, I'll give you a warning, and then I'll take your voice. If you speak again without like raising their hand, like I'm still going to call on them if they raise their hand.
Right.
I'm not going to let them not talk. Like that would be bad. But if they like speak again out of turn, I go, I'll send you out to the hallway. And then I think I'm going to tell them if they have to go out to the hallway 2 days in a row, I'm sending them to the office.
Oh, you should.
So that's what I'm
That's a
going to do
good
till
plan.
spring break. Cross our fingers it works for 2 weeks.
I think it might get you to spring break.
I think it
But
will too.
after spring break, you might have to try something new.
I know. Anyways, I thought that was very funny. My brothers had their last basketball games this week, so no more basketball games. Monday, Wednesday nights are now free for me.
Oh, nice.
I know. Kind of sad though, because it was really fun to like go watch and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had dinner with my grandparents. I usually do that every Thursday, but we hadn't done it for like 3 weeks because I'd been busy.
Yeah.
And I go over to their house, and then we played games for like an hour, and I was losing. So we just had to keep going and going and going and going because I'm a very sore loser.
What game are you playing?
Okay. It's called Sky Joe. It's kind of like golf, like cards, the card game golf,
Oh, okay.
but like a little bit different.
Oh.
Um,
And you
okay,
lost
wait, I
over
forgot
and
about
over
this
again?
story. I shouldn't go into this whole story because it's kind of long. But
Go ahead,
Bailey
girl.
can attest to the fact that this was incredibly embarrassing. I went to Culver's this week, and I thought,
She had to call me. Like, this experience happened, and she called me in the middle of it.
yeah, I did.
So I heard some of it.
Actually, I might go into the whole story. I think I'm going to.
Do it.
Okay. So, embarrassing story. And I called Bailey right away because our last week episode was embarrassing stories. So, I go to Culver's. I hadn't decided what I wanted yet. So, I'm sitting there right in front of the thing. They're like, hello, what can we get for you? And so, I'm like, I just want a butter burger, blah, 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 whatever. Tell them. But I decided I didn't want any fries. And then after that, they're like, okay, anything else for you? I say no. They give me my total. And then I go, can I actually get fries? Because I changed my mind. Okay. So I'm already having like a bad time.
Right.
Then
But
they
that's
asked me-
okay. You're
Right.
paying for it.
I know, but still, I just felt bad.
Yeah, I
And then they asked me if I want ketchup. I just said no because I was done with the questions. I already felt bad for like changing my mind. But then I realized I didn't have any ketchup at home. And so I couldn't get myself to say anything else to this person. So I just
Right.
drove on. I get up to the window where I pay and I say, hi, I'm sorry. I know you asked me if I want to ketchup, but like I said no. Can I please have some actually? And that felt really embarrassing. And I was thinking they'd give me like little packets, like the ketchup packets from McDonald's, like those size ketchup
Right.
packets, right? When the guy asked me how many I wanted, I said just a handful. Like, I don't know how many. Like, just hand me some. No, this man, like, in my mind, the type of ketchup packets were like the Chick-fil-A ones that are like bigger in like you
Right.
can dip in or whatever.
Right.
Anyways, he hands me a handful, like 8 of those things, 2 hands wrapped around all of it and like fully out the window.
See, the thing is, too, you said a handful, and he went and did 2 handfuls, and
Like-
so that's a lot right there.
I only ended up using one of those things by the time I got home. Anyways, he handed me that, and then I thought that was it. That was embarrassing enough for me because I called Bailey right then and there. Then I go and I'm sitting waiting for my food, and like there's cars in front of me. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to get their food first, then I'll get mine. So I'm not even paying attention. This man comes up next to my window. I'm like, this cannot be my food. I open my window. They always read you your order, right? I turned Bailey all the way down in my car so this man cannot hear that I'm on the phone. And he started talking like it almost sounded as if he was talking in an accent. And then his voice went up like 3 octaves. And so he was reading off my order saying like a Butterburger with a small fry. And that's exactly how it sounded. And then I was like, I don't think that's mine because I didn't hear him right. And there were people in front of me. And then he read it again. And I was trying not to laugh in his face. Not because I was like making fun of him, but because I was just genuinely so confused and so caught off guard by this entire experience.
The same way both times?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It was a choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening there, but like I was having a horrible experience where it makes me not want to go back there, but also I like Culver's, so I'm going to at some point. But now I'll just be aware, I guess.
That could happen. I think if you're prepared for it, you'll have a better experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bonded with my students over it because some of them have had the same experience.
Have they?
Yeah, which is wild.
At the same place?
Yeah. So he must work pretty often.
He must.
Anyways, that's my catch up.
All right. Well, my best, little time. I've done quite a bit. We're recording at kind of a different time, so I have a little bit extra to catch up on.
I know. So did I. My stories were long. That's okay.
Right. So, 2 Tuesdays ago, Jacob and I went to a concert on a Tuesday night.
Oh, I saw pictures of that. Didn't you post on Instagram?
I did. So that was really fun. I would not have gone if we did not live in Nashville, where we really just have to drive 15 minutes to go to a concert. Because otherwise it would have been way too late for a Tuesday night for me to be out of the house. But we went to go see Petey, which was his Christmas gift. So he was really excited. That was so fun. It was this little place called the Brooklyn Bowl. And they have bowling alleys.
Oh.
And then they have a concert place.
Interesting.
This is both of our first times here. And it was pretty neat. It was a cool vibe. And the concert was cool because it was kind of small. So everybody was close to the stage.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. So I liked that part. But there was not a lot of people bowling, but I did look up halfway through the concert, and they have upstairs bowling too, and someone was playing a game. And I was
someone was bowling during the concert?
Yeah, but you couldn't hear it because the concert was so loud, and it was upstairs.
Interesting.
But I was and it was in the VIP section. So I was you guys paid extra money to see this concert, and you're just going to casually bowl while you're watching it?
Pay more to do that, but I would for sure bowl during a concert if I could. That sounds fun.
Would you? That would be fun for you? I don't know if I would like that. I guess you only bowl every few minutes.
I know. But
also,
if it wasn't someone I knew super well, an artist I knew super well.
I didn't know this artist super well, so I probably maybe could have bowled, but I don't know. And then Friday night, we got some dinner with some friends from church.
Oh.
And so that was really fun. And then we went to one of Jacob's students' 16th birthday party.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool. But it was at an indoor golf place where you do virtual golf.
Mm-hmm.
It's a golfing simulation. And so that was really cool. I didn't play because the boys were playing. But I watched it, and it was pretty cool. I had a good donut cake.
Oh, nice.
So that was fun. But then on Sunday, I started to notice, this is going to sound gross, eye boogers.
Yeah.
So I started to, notice those in my eyes, Sunday morning. And I was that's weird. And it was, producing them, kind of quick. And I was that's weird. And so all day, it kept getting worse and worse. And then I took a nap. And when I woke up from my nap, my eyelids were almost swollen shut.
Girl.
And it was gross and they hurt. And so I texted my aunt a picture because she's a nurse. And I was what is this? And she texted me back, you have pink eye.
You know, I don't think I can ever remember having pink eye.
Well, this was the first time for me.
Really? I
So-
thought you had it before.
Never, ever in my life.
Oh, that must have been someone else I knew.
I also never had the flu, and I had that a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
But,
you have been getting sick lately.
Yes, I have. And, like, the kind of sicknesses where, like, you got to be home for a few days.
Right.
But, yeah, so Monday, it was even worse. Like, so gross. My eyes were so swollen. They hurt. And so I went to urgent care that morning. Because I didn't go on Sunday, because by the time it was bad, I woke up from my nap at, like, 7 p.m. Urgent care was closed.
Oh, it was late, yeah.
So Monday morning, I go to urgent care. And I walk in, and the doctor's like, yeah, you got pink eye. And it was, like, bad. He's like, is it in both eyes? And I was like, yes. And he's like, I want to tell you right now, that's really unusual for someone to get pink eye at the same time in both eyes. He's like, usually if you get it in both eyes, it's like it started in one eye, and then, like, you transferred it to your other eye, and so they're delayed by a few days. And he's
Right.
like, I was like, no, mine started at the same exact time. And he's like, that's unusual. So that was awful. So I stayed home all of Monday. But the thing was, like, after I took they give you, like, eye drops, like, it started to go, the swelling started to go down. And then it was beautiful. It was like 75 degrees out on Monday.
Oh,
So I just sat on my porch and read all day.
that's wonderful.
But I couldn't go to school because it's contagious, you know.
Did you read a whole book?
I did. And I'm going to tell
Oh
you about the
my
book I read.
Gosh.
I read Starters, which is the book that I
OMG,
read in
you
the 8th
literally-
grade.
You literally already told me that this week, and I forgot. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
forgot.
ask you that on purpose. I literally was just wondering, like, if you read a whole book.
Yes, I did. It's called Starters. It's the book I read in the 8th grade that I could never, ever remember the name to for years, and then recently found it. And let me tell you, so good. Just as good as I remember. Now, I don't know if her, like, writing is necessarily the best writing, but her ideas, so good. And it's like, she's a good enough writer where you're like, I can't stop reading. And her ideas are so
I
good.
love those.
But the library doesn't own the second book.
Oh, no.
So either I have to buy it, but I can also listen to it for free. Like, they have the audiobook of it. So I'm listening to it, which is just not as quick.
Yeah.
So it's irritating me. Like, I don't
Right.
like to put it on really fast speed because then I lose stuff. So I got to
Yeah.
listen to it the regular speed. Anyways, kind of annoying, but it's pretty good. Second book, not as good. I'm kind of starting to lose interest, which is lame because the first book is so good. But I'm going to stick it out till the end because I want to see what happens. Anyways.
My series
Oh,
that
sorry.
I'm in right now, I'm still in that Keeper of the Lost Cities, like the kids' books, right? I've read 3 or 4 in between books because I've just gotten a little bit bored of it. I just finished book 8 last night at 11 p.m.,
Ooh.
which is saying a lot for me because teachers staying up till 11 p.m., oh my gosh, right? I don't do that ever. I go to bed at 9. But I have 2 more books. Then I'm done with my series.
Oh, that's close. I just got the first one from the library, so maybe I'll start that.
Oh, you have to read it.
Yes. Anyways, so Pink Eye Monday, read my book. Tuesday we had off because it was Super Tuesday voting. They gave us the day, so it was nice because I had like an extra day where I didn't have to take a day off for my pink eye.
Right.
Wednesday I was back at school, and Wednesday was a busy day because it was like our assembly we have once a month where we like the whole school gets together for like an hour and we give out like little awards, and it was March Mathness, which is like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade competed to know their math facts the fastest.
Oh.
We made it to the final 4.
Inducing.
Yeah, well, my kids did so good, and we made it to the final 4. But when we were tested in the final 4, they were like 20 seconds slower than the time before because they were freaking themselves out. They would like look at a problem and they'd be like, 16. And it's like, guys, you know that one. They were just like, they were so fast, and then all of a sudden they tanked. They were so
Right.
slow, and it was so sad because they worked so hard. But I was proud of them. And it was early release that day. So we had a
Oh.
crazy, crazy day. Thursday, we went on a field trip. This has been the week of my life. Pink
You
Eye
have had
field
the
trip.
Craziest week
Yeah,
ever.
I'm tired. We had a field trip to the Carter and Carnton House in Franklin, Tennessee. And they're Civil War houses.
Oh, okay.
So one of them, or they're both Civil War battlefield houses. Like one of them has like bullet holes in all the side of it, like because the battle was on this property, and then the other one was used as like a Confederate hospital.
Oh,
so there's like blood stains on the floor and all this stuff, and the kids are freaking out. There's ghosts in here. But those were pretty cool. Field trips are very tiring. So that was a long day, but it was fun. The sun came out. We were worried it was going to rain. Didn't rain. And actually, it was really nice weather.
Good.
So that was really good. 10 out of 10. Would love to go back, but not with children. Like, go visit those houses. You don't learn as much when you're trying to keep track of 25 kids.
Yeah.
So, but it was neat. And then Friday was yesterday. Friday was pretty uneventful because a lot of my kids were gone. So it was like a catch-up day. And we're preparing for TCAP, which is our Tennessee state test. So we've started prepping for that. And then I went over to Jacob, my boyfriend and I hung out, and we made tachos.
What?
Which, for people that don't know, tachos will change your life. So tachos are nachos, but instead of chips, you use tater tots.
Oh.
And it is so good, let me tell you.
Wait, what?
So good.
Okay, you
So,
take tater tots?
You take tater tots. You cook your tater tots for a little bit. Then you put chicken or whatever meat you like on your tacos. I love chicken. And then you put cheese. You put some queso. You put black beans. Anything you would put on nachos, you put on tater tots.
No. I'm sorry.
Avocado I put on there. It is so good. Don't knock it till you try it. Delicious.
I'm not knocking it necessarily, but like I don't think it would be better. Oh, I totally look like I'm knocking it. If you can see my face, I look like she's describing the most disgusting thing ever. No, I'm not necessarily knocking it. I think that would be decent. But if I'm comparing it to nachos, I think I'd take nachos every day over that.
See, the thing is, I love nachos. Like, love nachos. So I would think I would say the same thing, but sometimes I just really crave tachos.
Okay.
Instead, and I think because tachos is almost also that thing where you can put it in a bowl and eat it with a fork instead of having to use your hands too. I said this is going to be my mom casserole. Like I feel like every mom needs a casserole. Tachos is going to be my mom casserole.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think so. And now this is the first day of my spring break.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting
So,
for you.
crazy week, crazy sickness. Glad that's gone. And now I'm on spring break. And I'm not going to do much for the first half of spring break. So that'll be great.
Well, why don't you take us into our history?
Our history is March of 2019. 2019. Oops, that is not the video I want us to watch.
So this would have
Give me
been,
a
is that
second.
the same year I did last time? So this would be right after our mission trip to,
Yes, this is right after the mission trip to Alabama.
okay. Shut up, because I
So-
think I might know exactly what you're going to show me, because I think it might be what my second option for the history last week.
So, walked into Walmart and this guy asked me if I wanted to return my bowl of cornbread, and I'm a little offended.
Okay, I love this video. It was almost the history last week, right? Because I remember this moment so vividly. I remember walking. I was nervous walking this into the store because I didn't know what was going to happen or if they were going to ask me not to take that into the store. Who brings something into the store that they're actually like baking something in? Okay.
Right. So for the listeners that are just listening to it, Abby is walking into Walmart with an orange bowl full of flour, egg, probably sugar, and a few other things. They're cornbread ingredients. Not even mixed up.
No. And it and as I walked in, the store employee that like stands there and greets you asked me if I wanted to return my bowl. And obviously he couldn't see what was in the bowl. But as you can hear me, I just share how incredibly offended I was. Because we were
Right.
making the world's best cornbread. And
So good.
this man
We were
wanted
missing an ingredient.
Yeah, this man wanted to take my bowl.
Yeah, we were just here for the last ingredient we needed. And this is like a series of videos because we were filming it for the people we were going on a mission trip with.
Oh, yeah.
And we were recording every step of the way to make this delicious cornbread because this cornbread became a thing on this mission trip.
He made it like
And
5 times, or I mean, that's probably an exaggeration.
it was
but
so he made it multiple times, and Abby and I were we were studying under
Yeah.
him. We were like learning how to make this cornbread. And so we had written down all of the ingredients and we're like, we're going to make this on our own and see if we can make it as good as
Right.
him. And so we're recording every step of the way and we're sending the videos in the chat. And then we realize we're missing the secret ingredient. So we were already like halfway through this cornbread and we're like, well, we're already filming this video. Might as well take our cornbread with
Right.
us. You can tell this is before COVID.
oh, yeah, you can.
Because nobody cared. We just had open air ingredients walking into Walmart with. I think we bought the secret ingredient, but we definitely opened the secret ingredient in the store and recorded ourselves putting it into the bowl in the store.
We for sure did.
And then pretended we put it back on the shelf, but we're not criminals, so we
Yeah,
bought it.
We did buy it.
So we can't tell you what the secret ingredient is because we've been sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we brought it home. There's another video when we get home. We're in the parking lot or something, and then when we get home, we make this cornbread. And we enlisted people from our mission trip to come over to our house and try this cornbread.
Wow.
Probably at like
You
10
must
p.m.
have more videos than I do.
I have a lot of
the
videos for
only
this.
I have 2 other videos of this. I have the video of us putting the ingredient in the store, and then I have,
I don't have that
I
one.
do.
Send it to me.
and then I have a video of us buckling the bowl into your back seat.
I don't have those ones. I have the ones where after we do all this, we have 2 or 3 people from our mission trip try it and they rate it and they say if it was as good as this guy's cornbread.
Oh,
And I continue to make cornbread like this to this day. Like
Wow.
that is a moment where it's like it has shaped my mind.
I haven't made cornbread.
and now I make the best cornbread.
I haven't made cornbread since.
Well, I would make it for all the family functions after that trip
Oh,
because I was like, listen, I've got the best cornbread.
right. Shout out Ben.
But I haven't. Thank you, Ben. I haven't made that cornbread since moving to the south, and I've had some very delicious cornbread down here. So I don't know if I still would make the best here. But I should try it out. I should serve it to some old Southern ladies and see if they
yeah,
like
you
it.
should.
But you know what I didn't realize people did until I moved to the south?
What?
Sorry, this is a tangent. Is they put real corn, like real corn bits,
Ew,
into the
no.
cornbred. Low key, kind of
Nope.
good. I had some. The
I'm
other
not
day.
there for that.
I didn't realize that was.
I've seen it and I don't like it.
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird, sweet, but the corn, it's actually delicious.
All right. Are you
Mm.
ready to jump into our topic?
Our topic for our last episode of the season. Yes, I am.
I know. We'll see how much we jump into here, but our topic for today is our ideas of the next 5 years. So looking forward over 5 years, what do we think about the future?
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have a few ideas of like not just the first 5 years, but what might our ideal future be? Like aside
Yes.
from everything that's happening in life or like reality,
Right. Like if everything could go exactly how we wanted it to go, what would
your future be?
Yes.
So let's start with the next 5 years. I personally feel like my bullet points are pretty boring, but also it's true to where I am at in life now.
Okay.
So do you want to go like back and forth or do you want to like
You
person
give me
go?
one and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. My first bullet point, because I was thinking about my job, right? And I was thinking, how long do I want to be at my job? Do I want to move jobs? And I just wrote down, I want to stay at my job for a while. I don't think I want to move really soon because I love knowing my curriculum.
Oh, yes.
Like this is my second year of doing the same thing. And I feel like I'm teaching it so much better, have so many better ideas. And I can't wait to do it for 3 or 4 years in a row.
That makes sense.
So at least over the next 5 years, I feel like I'm going to stay in this job for at least 2 more years. But we'll see if that's true.
All right. Now, if you were to leave, would you still be teaching just at a different school?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
Still middle school, probably?
Absolutely. I could, unless the only way I would do elementary
Mm-hmm.
is if it was compartmentalized or all I had to teach was math.
Oh,
If-
like I
if
just teach math and science.
Right. I could do that. I could never do a class where I have to teach all 4 subjects to my kids.
I did that my first year, and it's a lot of prep.
Yeah, I couldn't do that, and I would never want to.
Mm-hmm. Now that I've gone compartmentalized, I don't really ever want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I could teach ELA, but I would only want to teach ELA.
Right.
If I'm teaching math, I only want to teach math. So I'll go with my job. I think in the next 5 years, I would like to stay where I'm at, because I really like this school, and I think being here for a few more years would be really nice to get to know the people, see the kids as they kind of grow up. Like the kids at church that I know, they would hit my classroom, and that would be really fun. But then maybe look into math coaching. So we have a math coach at our school
Okay.
who is her job is to coach the teachers in the school, but also to be aware of the curriculum. And so she goes to curriculum meetings with the district, and she makes sure we're teaching what we need to teach, and she kind of just offers support to us. And I think that would be a really fun thing to get into, maybe starting in the next few years. I would want to teach for a bit so that I could actually help teachers.
Yeah.
But she still gets to come into classrooms, and she'll teach a lesson for teachers, but then she'll go back into her office and prep a bunch of stuff. So she still sees kids, but it's not the constant teaching lessons.
Right.
And I think that would be maybe in the next 5 years, I would want to start moving in that direction.
Yeah, I like that. Building off of that, my next thing was I really want to be totally saved for my master's. I currently live with my grandparents, and I came back to Midland so that I could do that while I was and save a bunch of money, right? So I have a good portion of that saved because I decided if I'm able to save a ton of money right now, I'm not having to pay a bunch for rent, I'm not having to pay for other stuff, then I can put aside as much money so when the time comes, either I don't have to take out a loan or I only have to take out a very minimal loan, depending on the type of master's I get. And in the next 5 years, I also want to have started a master's degree.
Oh, nice.
I know. And that's kind of big for me to say right now, not because it's really a huge thing, but because I don't know what I want.
Right.
And about a year ago, if you would have asked me, I would have told you I knew exactly what program I wanted to do. I wanted to do online with Indiana Wesleyan University and get a master's in mathematics so that I could teach at a community college in the future if I wanted to be able to have more freedom with all of that.
Right.
And I still think that's such a great option, but I'm not sold on it anymore.
Okay.
And I don't know what my other options would be, but I want to look into everything and figure out what I want.
Nice.
Because I still think I could go get a master's right now for not cheap, but a lot cheaper, just so I could jump up the pay scale.
Right.
But I just don't think that that's the best move when I could have another career option if I wanted to.
Right. If you're looking for a different option, so
right.
It might not be the best, because that's what I did. I just did the quick master's last spring and jumped up the pay scale, which is great.
Right.
For what I want to do, because I didn't necessarily see a degree where I would want to teach at a college or teach higher up. So, and if I do someday, we'll see. But yes, I have my master's, but I need to in the next year take all of my praxis exams for Tennessee, because even though I took them for Michigan, because I transferred my license to Tennessee, I have to retake all of them.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And I
So
think I have
that's
to
one
take
of your
3
next
or 4 of
5-year
them.
goals.
No, I have to do it by next year.
Well, it'll be within 5 years.
Yes, and I have to take 3 or 4 of them here.
Wow.
I think I only had to take 1 in Michigan, but I took 2 to give myself options.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had to take a lot. So
What
that'll
else
be
do you
fun.
got?
In the next 5 years, I will hopefully be getting married.
Oh. I wrote down, have a relationship, question mark. Is yours married, question mark? I hope yours...
No,
Well.
it just says get married.
Okay, yeah.
That's what mine says. It just says get married. That's going to happen in the next 5 years. Hopefully not at the 5th year.
Yeah,
No,
true.
it won't.
True.
No, we've got a... No, we have a timeline.
Good.
So it will be much sooner than 5 years.
Right.
But yeah, that's in my next 5 years. So exciting, actually.
That's exciting. I have a relationship, question mark. I would hope to have a relationship within the next
I
5
think
years.
you will.
I think
We're
I
already
will
in the
too.
works of, we're trying to set Abby up with Christian
Pulisic. And this
Christian
is such
Pulisic.
a joke, okay? Let me back up and tell
But if any of our
listeners.
viewers know how we can get in contact with Christian Pulisic, let us know.
You realize the man lives in Italy, right?
No. But
Okay.
we figured out a way to get in contact with him if I meet certain people here in Nashville. So
You
my
realize
5-year
you're
plan is to
making-
help you.
Okay, but you're making me sound so creepy right now. Like this is going
She's
to be
not
another Chris
creepy.
Renzema story all over again.
No.
Okay, but let me
Nothing could be as creepy as that, Abby.
No, I know. Let me make myself sound creepier because now that we've opened this can of worms, I feel like I need to like go further into it just a little bit. On my 5-year plan, I did write this down so it goes along with it. Is to go to the World Cup because the World
Ooh.
Cup is here in 2026 and
Where?
the US.
You don't know where in the U.S.?
No, Bailey. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so disappointed in you. Okay.
I don't know anything about soccer. You should not be disappointed with me.
I know. Okay. It's the World Cup is between Canada, Mexico, and the US. And there's 12 to 15 different cities. So there's 3 cities in Canada, 3 cities in Mexico, and then a bunch across the US. So it's going to be all in different places. There's one in New York. There's one in...
Oh, so it's not like in one location.
No, it's all over the place.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go to some games. It is my hope and my plan.
Some. Multiples.
I don't know. My cousin and aunt and uncle want to go too, and I'm just wanting to go with them probably too. So, anyways, that's
What
my
year is that?
2026.
Oh, perfect.
So, anyways, back to the last World Cup, 2022. I had just moved in with my grandparents, was watching the World Cup, thought to myself, oh, I'm single. There's a bunch of cute men on TV running around. Why don't I? And this is how I view sports. I look at sports and I choose my sports teams or like who I want to win a lot of the time based on cute men. And that's why I
Yeah.
think I don't like football. I really think that's why I don't like football
Because you can't really see them, or you don't
can't
think
see
they're
them
cute.
at all.
That's true.
Anyways, so I was trying to choose a World Cup husband in 2022.
Oh, of course.
And because I thought, oh, this will be perfect. And I would go off to school and my grandpa would watch the games for me. And he would say, I'm looking out for your husband. And I can't remember if he chose him for me. I like to say that he did because that's a better story.
Right.
I really don't remember though, because I would come home every day and my grandpa would have options and he'd be like, oh, this one guy on such and such country's team, or oh, this guy on the US team, his name is Christian, you should check him out, right?
Ooh.
And then finally I chose that Christian Pulisic would be my 2022 World Cup husband. And it was a joke, but since then
It's
my
become a
cousin
goal.
always teases me about it. And I have become a serious fan of soccer. I watch soccer all the time. I love soccer. And I watch a lot of Christian Pulisic's games, but also a lot of other guys from the U.S. national team
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So anyways, yeah, that's the whole Christian Pulisic story.
Well, we can hope for you in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I don't think it would happen. He's moving on the up and up over in Italy, so we'll see.
It's a good goal, though.
Yeah, an unrealistic goal, but that
Shoot for
goes
the
into-
stars, you know what I mean?
That moves into like ideal future, right?
Okay, so we'll circle back to that. That's going to be ideal.
Okay, we'll circle back.
Okay. Do you have anything else for your next 5 years?
Oh, I have my own place. Like I want to be able to decorate and like have a spot that's like my
Like an
own.
apartment or a house, anything?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then also, if I live alone, this is really funny, but I just came to me this morning. I'm not an animal person, but I was thinking if I'm really living alone over the next 5 years and I move into an apartment and all that stuff, maybe have a dog or a cat.
Oh.
I'm not an animal
I
person.
think you should get a cat.
But my mom's allergic. So my mom would
One of
never
those
be able to
hairless
come
cats.
over. No, I couldn't do that.
Oh, she could come over for a little bit. I'm also allergic to cats.
So are many of my siblings.
It's fine for a bit. Just don't touch your eyes.
Yeah, I guess. And then my last one was just to be like financially smart, to save a bunch and invest early so that I'm just financially set up well for my future.
Right. Those are good. I would like to still be living in Nashville in the next 5 years.
I don't know where I
Really
want to
enjoy
live,
it
but
here.
that's good for you.
Yes. I enjoy living in the city, but maybe like in the next 5 years, I don't know if I'll be able to buy a house in the next 5 years, but if I do, it would have to be outside of the city. So
But a cute little
living
country
nearby?
house would be
I just want
so
a cute little country house, just a cute one that I can have a garden. I don't want a big house because I don't want to clean it.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm a teacher and Jacob is a pastor, so
Right.
we can't live in the city.
Good, because you don't want a huge house you have to clean anyways.
Yeah. Also, what else did I have? Oh, I guess if I'm married, then I could also have potentially a child
Child.
in the next 5 years.
That's crazy.
The way you whispered that, a child. A child. But I wouldn't want multiples, I don't think, in the next 5 years.
No. That seems like too many.
Maybe starting on a child.
Too much too fast.
Can't do a house and multiple children at the same time.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, that's what I have. I'd like to be in Nashville with a house and married and probably still teaching.
That's good.
Thank you.
Can we jump to ideal? Because that's more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So my ideal future would be to like marry a rich man, right? I think that's everybody's like big thought, like marry rich. Then you don't have to worry about anything in life, although money only brings you happiness up to a certain point, but whatever. It's fun to dream.
It is.
So in my mind, I'm always thinking like, oh, I'm going to marry Christian Pulisic. Oh, I'm going to marry, I don't know. I would never want to marry like an actor or like someone really, really big.
Right. I always say you want like a B-list or a C-list celebrity.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Now, that's kind of a joke because I don't know that I'd want to actually marry super rich. It's like a good thought,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I'd rather be normal. You know?
Comfortable.
Yeah. I'd rather be comfortable and still live in like a small town-ish and like, I don't know. But my ideal would love to be married by 30 in the next 5 years, I hope. Otherwise, I've had friends promise me I can live in their basement.
Oh, that's not your ideal one, though, right?
No,
that goes
no,
up to the
not
other
at
bullet
all.
points.
Yeah. They might have promised me that after 40. I'm not sure.
After 40. Multiple friends?
No, it was just one of our friends in college said that.
Oh, okay.
And he said only if it was okay with his wife. Because
Oh.
he would hopefully be married by then.
Is he currently married?
No.
Oh.
And then he also said he would give me food sometimes. So if I like knocked on the door, he would like shove me some pizza.
This sounds
or
like you're
something.
trapped in his basement.
Exactly. And at the time, our friends found that very funny. Anyways, another ideal future in my mind would be to travel to really fun places.
Oh, yes.
Not that that can't be a part of my actual future, but I think when I think travel to fun places, I'm thinking like, let me go to Europe. Let me travel across Europe. Let me go. I don't even know where, but it just wouldn't fit into the actual life of a working person or like
Right.
if I had children. That's not all gonna really fit together.
That's
I
where
don't-
the marrying rich comes in.
Exactly. I have to marry rich
Yes.
to be able to
You
do
have to
these
marry
things.
rich so you can quit your job and do these things.
Yes. And then I would love to build a house someday.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because not necessarily because I want to like I'm not a big decorator person or anything, but because I would love to look at the layout of a house and like the architectural like setup.
And you can make a secret room.
I know. Oh my gosh, that would be the best part ever.
Like in your library, you could have a library and then a secret room.
I know. Oh my word. That's a dream. That's literally a dream.
That is an ideal dream.
I know. My last ideal future thing is in my
Okay.
ideal future, I always picture myself with children.
Mm.
But the funny thing is, I'm not a big little kid person, which you and I
No.
are very different on.
Well, I also think a lot of people like their own little kids.
Oh, I know.
But not others.
I know I would love my children if I had children. But sometimes I wonder if I only think I want children because all like women that I've had as like people to look up to or watch have been moms.
Mm.
So sometimes I wonder if I want children, but I think I do.
Mm.
You've always wanted to be a mom though.
I have always wanted to be a mom. In the second grade, I came to career day dressed as a mom.
Stop it.
I did. I wore a button-up blouse. I was a well-dressed mom, too, like a rich mom. I wore, like, a button-up blouse. I carried my little diaper bag, and I carried a baby doll around. And I was a mom for career day.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So my ideal future, you know what, though? I don't think I would want to be just a stay-at-home mom. I think I would want to
No.
have something to do because I nannied for a little bit. And I was, like,
Mhm.
going crazy with the fact that it was, like, I was talking to only children all day, which is, like, I talk to children all day when I teach, but I do see adults.
Right.
And we're like, there's a schedule and we're doing stuff. But like when I was nannying, it was a lot of like just me and the kid. But also, I think it would be better if like you're the mom because I would get to decide what we do all day and I
Right.
could like join this and join that and actually see adults.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So I would love to be a mom. Ideally, my ideal future, like 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We'd I don't know, 3 children. Sounds great. I would love to have a job where I could spend my time with them.
Yeah.
So whether that's teaching when they're busy, when I'm busy, that's great. Or honestly, ideal. Like if I could do anything. I don't know what job this would be, but you know when you just see people working on their laptops in coffee shops?
Yeah.
who knows what they're doing. I would love for that to be my job.
Yeah. I don't think I could have a like work at home job though, because I'm not a motivated enough person to actually do it.
Oh, I would have to have like a hybrid. Like I go in a few days and then I could work from home.
Yeah.
I would love a flexible job because
Mhm.
teaching is very like rigid. If you needed to even take like an hour off to go like to the doctor, it's like a
Mhm.
whole deal.
Well,
And I love teaching. But you
this
know
is-
what would be ideal?
Yeah.
Is if we moved to a 4-day school week
yeah.
and then the 5th day was just a work day for teachers.
Yeah.
That is my ideal future.
Yeah.
That
I
could keep
think-
me in the career forever.
I've been throwing this thought around in my head lately. And I think I said it to someone the other day. But I don't know if in my future I could keep teaching for like 30 to 40 years. I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could either.
Because I love my job. I love it. But you can love something and be equally stressed out by something and not be able to keep doing that for an extended period of time. I think it would just wear me completely out.
I think that teaching is my young person job.
Me too.
Like, I think in my 20s, for sure, I would love to be teaching for at least the next 5 years.
Same.
After that, who knows? Maybe something that still has to do with kids in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also, as I start having kids of my own, I think that I hear a lot of teachers talking about how they are so stressed at work that sometimes their kids get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
And I just don't want that to happen. And
Neither
I
do
would
I.
like to be around for my kids all the time. So my ideal would be some sort of job where it's very flexible and I could go do stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
But even like if it's something to do with the schools just in general, I
Then
think
you're
that
on
would
the
be
same
okay.
timetable as your kids.
Like that's what I'm saying, like the math coach. I think if I moved
Mhm.
into that, even less stressful, less contact with like parents, you don't have a bunch of papers to grade, a lot of the
Right.
stuff stays more at work,
Right.
which I think would be really nice. Also, ideal future, this podcast takes off.
Oh my gosh. And then we don't need rich
This
husbands.
becomes our job. We
We-
teach for the next few years when we want to, and then we can just quit.
What if
That's my ideal.
flip roles here? We don't need rich husbands. We
are
are the rich ones. We can travel on our money. We can build our own homes. We can. I'm totally kidding.
But yeah, I mean, if we're talking ideals, this takes off.
Oh my
We
God.
teach for fun for the next few years. I quit after that. We build an empire.
I get too build an empire. Shut up. I get way too scared though that like if this took off, like what would I even do? Like
What do you mean? What would you do?
No,
We'd have to
listen
go
me.
into like something else.
Stop talking. Let me speak.
Okay.
I need to explain. This is what I mean. I get already nervous and like I don't like it when people tell me they listen.
Oh, me too.
Because it's like, and I saw this TikTok of this girl explaining how one of her friends was like, I saw your TikTok and I thought it was so funny. And she was like, absolutely not. Why would you say that to me? And she was like, this is meant for the ether, like for anybody and everybody out there, except for the people I know. And I think it's so
That's
funny.
how I feel.
Well, I want the people I know to listen. Like, I love that. And I love when my sisters or my mom or a few people tell me they listen. That's great. But
Right.
as soon as someone starts to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on with the podcast? Blah, 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 blah. I get a little bit nervous because sometimes I don't even know what we're doing here.
Oh, absolutely.
And I go, how did I get into this?
yeah.
and then
how
I
are
go,
you listening.
If this actually went anywhere, I don't know if I would be able to sustain it for that long. What would we even talk about? I don't know. So I just get
see,
scared.
at that point, we take off. This is the plan. We get a manager
Mm.
that helps us. Because if we're making money, we're going to start paying people to do stuff for us. We've already decided we're going to pay someone $50 a week to start editing it as soon as we get paid for the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that'll be a big weight off our shoulders.
Let's say you became rich. Let's just podcast aside, all of a sudden you get a bunch of money. Maybe you win the
Okay.
lottery.
Love
I
it.
don't know what happens. What do you do?
What do I do with all that money?
Mm-hmm.
How much money we talking?
I don't know. Enough money to do whatever you want.
Well, I put most of it in the bank. Because if it's that much money, I could probably put it in my high yield savings account and live pretty comfortably off the interest. I would like to purchase a house, so maybe wait a little bit, get a nice down payment on that house.
Yep.
I think I'd just honestly invest that money and live off the interest.
That is so good for you.
Thank you. I would also maybe buy a cool car.
Oh, I don't care about cars. I feel like
I want
would-
I want one of those. It's such a basic car now, but one of those vintage Broncos.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about because
So
I know
cute.
nothing about cars.
So it's like that one meme where it's like if I won the lottery, you wouldn't know, but there would be signs, and my signs would be like name brand ketchup or something.
Shut up. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If I got a bunch of money, I feel like I'd want to use it to maybe buy a house, but like and save some of it. But I'd want to travel, like do something fun I wouldn't be able to do now.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that would be fun.
Okay. I feel like we've gone off,
Yeah, we have gone off.
but this has
The
been
rails.
so fun.
This has been fun. Hopefully you have been here from the beginning, and if not, you go back and listen during this little break that we have. You have plenty of time to go back and listen to all of our episodes. Please do that now. Support us so that maybe our ideal futures can come to be. A support for us is a support for women.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm like
Right.
it would be so fun to go big, but really I just sit here and I just love throwing out these stupid ideas that are just hilarious to me.
That's the thing. If too many people started to listen, I would have to start remembering the things I say on here.
Same. And I don't ever want to have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you enjoy us unhinged because that was today.
Unhinged. We're just having a wild and crazy time up in here.
Anyways, join us again on April 9th for our first episode of season 2.
Ooh.
I know. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Like, listen, review, rate, and subscribe. Bye.